Hello, everybody. This is Sock Talks with Sean and Joy. How you doing, Sean, down there in Florida?
I'm good. It's a beautiful day. How about you?
Hey, it's a beautiful day up here in the neighborhood too. And we're up here in Pennsylvania on February, 23rd, and we've got 70-degree weather out there.
All right.
So,
What's it going to be
yeah,
tomorrow?
39.
Yeah.
Yeah, gonna go
It's
down, gonna
still going
down.
to be 78 here tomorrow.
I know. Yeah, but when you get up into the hundreds, I'm gonna say,
And we
not
are
me.
not. You know what? You guys get as warm as we do. You're humid as we are, but I have a beach. That's what I
Oh.
always used to tell my daughter, like, oh my God, it's so hot and humid. I'm like, it is in Columbus, Ohio too, but you have a beach to go to. We
Okay.
all have our ups and downs. I know.
Yeah, we have ups and downs. So, but anyways, yeah, well, we still work our business. We still kind of put ourselves out there, and we thought this week we'd just kind of tell you what our weeks look like. I mean, and are they always like the same? No, they're not. Every week's a little bit different. So, Sean, I know we were talking a little bit earlier. What was your week like this past week?
If I had this week every week. So last Friday, so in my BNI group, we have an action coach franchise owner, and he and his wife and their daughter, who actually runs it now for them, had a networking event last Friday, and they had Brad Sugars as the keynote, which is Brad Sugars is the founder of Action Coach, along with many other businesses. And I usually don't sponsor events. I mean, I did a few early on, but I'm like, man, I still I get as many contacts as just walking around and talking to people.
Hmm.
But they're like, so I sponsored it. I had a table, and all I did was just put cards on it. I didn't, it wasn't very big, but just put cards on it. And I have 15 or 20 people that I've already set 4 appointments that I'm setting appointments with that were very interested, want to see it. I sent them all an ebook. That was my give. Look, if somebody stopped by, I said, look, what I'm doing is I'm going to send out our founder's ebook.
Hmm.
It's about prompting, it's about how relationship building, all that. Um, so Friday was a great day. Sold my first package this week. Um,
Get to coach tonight. Get to coach, boy.
Set for next Wednesday.
Yep, awesome.
Um, Today, and you know what? It's not just about the one-to-one referral; it's about the connections too. So today, I was somebody in my BNI group who's the bankruptcy attorney was talking in front of this group. It's called BABA, Become a Better Agent, Real Estate.
Okay.
Hello. And they used to do these once a quarter or every other month before COVID, and this is the first one they've had since COVID. So um, in that, he introduced me to the title company. He actually said, hey, somebody canceled today. Sean, can you speak for 20 minutes? I'm like, absolutely. She's like, well, I got somebody to kind of fill her. So got introduced to her that I'll follow up. And my thing is I'm going to show her send out so she can see, hey, would this be a good fit for your realtors, which I know it would be. And then I got 5 or 6 more introductions because of Sean, who, oh my gosh, I send thousands of cards a year to, oh, I need something like so. And then after that, I was in Tampa, met with somebody that I met last week that has it's a in Columbus, they're called co-hatch. So you can have an office, you can have space, co-working, mingling, but he's kind of taken it to another level where this place you can come, become a mastermind group with people and better yourself and how can we help you? And just so had a great conversation with him. He's like, oh my God, he's former country singer, toured. He's 35, but he's deep for 35 years old. Really was. So I had a great
Hmm.
conversation with him, and he's like, "Oh my God, I could sell the shit out of this." And I'm like, "Well, that's okay," but he wants to incorporate with the people that he's getting involved in that are becoming members of his co-working facility, and it was just really cool. So it was great. I had 5 or 6 other appointments and walk people through it. So it's been a good week, and I think it's about making connections, getting yourself out there, being uncomfortable
Yeah,
in
it,
situations.
it totally
And
is. And it's,
so, how about you? I've
my
talked
week
long
was,
enough.
yeah, my week was really somewhat like that in a way of being very busy and very big, lot of connections. And a lot of follow-up has led to even more. But a couple things that I went to this week, I went to a chamber luncheon, state of the county, they always have, and they have the commissioners there and all that kind of thing. 300 people in a room. And it happened to be on Friday, which was World Kindness, Random Act of Kindness Day.
Right.
So I thought, you prompting, got up, the night before, I was like, oh my gosh, what can I do on this Random Act of Kindness Day? So I had a couple of the boxes, this little, we have them individually in our gifting department now. You open it up, there's a little verse in there or a little, whatever. I had a couple boxes of those, so I just broke them up. And I literally just had them in my pocket and I walked around and I just gave people,
Nice.
little, just like, hey, Random Act of Kindness Day. This is for you, kind of thing. But more crazier, I won't say crazier, but this is a good thing. These are connections. I'll bet you I had a dozen people, if not 24 people, come up to me and thank me for a card. I mean, just boom, 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 boom. It was like, wow, So if I had been expecting those from people when you sent them, you wouldn't get them, I mean, because you don't want to be expecting them. But the point was, it was just like, it was really nice to know that you are making an impact and you are doing something. And it did result in somebody wanting to talk to me about their cards, about setting up an account. And then today has been a day where even after our taping here today, I have one more BNI connection 1-to-1. This will make 5 in one day. I have
Nice.
never had 5 in
About
one.
time you get to work.
I
Jeez.
know. But you know what? Here's the thing. It's all about showing up. It's about, these aren't just my people here. Those of you in BNI that have this national speed networking thing on a Tuesday, I'm picking up people from there that just want to hear more about it, kind of thing. I actually, 7 o'clock this morning, Sean, talked to a gentleman in India.
I've done that. Had conversations outside the United States and BNI. And it's so cool.
It was like so cool, and he has facilities here in the States, so it's not like he doesn't have that connection. But anyways, it has just been a week that I sit back in the evening. I'm pretty tired by the evening. It's like, wow, what a week. And I talked to a gentleman. Follow up was really key for me this week too. And I'm really a great believer in this contact mapping now, because these people that you're meeting that you don't remember, you're meeting for the first time and first name only. If you don't have a way to keep track of who they are, what they do, and conversations you have with them, you're lost. I know I am. I think I'm getting a stage in my life now. It's kind of like I forget a lot of things, So that has been a great tool for me. And it pops up and says, hey, you got 7 people you need to follow up on today. And then you look at them and you read the notes, and boom, that's probably, network marketing 101, but it's a valuable tool, that is really prompted. I talked to a gentleman that does sells solar panels for homes. He's from down in Virginia. And it was really kind of funny, the first conversation we had, because it was like, oh, I'm Pennsylvania, we don't get enough sunshine up here. It's not going to work. Kind of thing. But, he reached out to me this week and he just says, I'm ready to do this. I want to do this, this, and this. And I want to be in touch with clients. And the realtor in this BNI group, gave him a list of this like certain area, certain, people there. And he plans on doing something different, totally different for each of those individuals to introduce himself. And the first card going out is going to have nothing about him except the branding on the back, because it's going to be a St. Patrick's. I'm lucky that I'm lucky that I'm lucky to have the opportunity to meet you. Is all it's going to be. And the next one he's planning to put out in April is going to be just simply like, have you ever thought about, more of a marketing thing. So, but the first one's not going to be, the first one's going to be something like really pretty random that people are going to get out there. So yeah, this has been a week. It's just been a week of, great connections like that. But do we have them every week? No, we don't have them every week. They're not always like this. But in both of our cases, it's been relationships that we've built, and people, I want to say your own branding. People are knowing you and what you do and how you do it.
Yeah. I mean, if I could just have Brad Sugars do something every day and
I know.
Send car. And it's so funny because I felt like I was a parent because of 2 BNI people. I'm like, you know what? He said the same thing that I say every week, but it was just it hits differently. It's somebody at a much higher level of coaching. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah, and I had a BNI training, and it was at a BNI group, and I got 2 appointments from that for Monday.
Yeah.
So and so great conversation I had with one of my BNI members. Never, if something goes off the rails, don't, you could have an attitude. You could, why is this happening to me? Instead of going, what am I going to learn from this? So, Turney in my group was going to Chile year and a half ago, and got deported because he had his vaccinations, but it was all on one card. Well, it wouldn't upload properly in the computer.
Oh,
And
wow.
so, you got to go back in. Sorry. So back to Houston. They went to Miami and they flew to Argentina. But as he's sitting in the either the Houston or the Chile airport, he meets somebody. They end up in he's with his wife, but they end up in the bar for like 8 hours waiting on a flight. Well, this guy lives in Houston. Jim wants to grow his law practice in Houston. This gentleman is a Pakistani who has a radio station, and his parents own a building and said, if you want to come here, we've got room for you. And so it all, he's like, karma's a real thing. I mean, if it wouldn't have happened, he might not be in Texas as much as he is in a
Yeah.
short period of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just, if something goes sideways, okay, what should I be looking? Why is it happening? Not why is it happening? Why is this
Why
happening?
is it happening to
What's
me?
trying to teach me? Who am I going to meet? Who am I going to run into? And be open to those things.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, another thing that, it was actually, it's coming up this week, but I have 3 different opportunities this month where organizations have asked me to come in and speak.
Oh
Not
yeah,
really about send out cards. One of them next week is a Rotary here in Latrobe, that I'm going to be speaking about. And of course, it's not about speaking about send out cards, but it is speaking about promptings, the power of promptings,
absolutely.
and, will you have ways to do that? Yeah, you'll have an opportunity for it, but it's going to be a great opportunity for, reaching out again and letting people. So yeah, a lot of good stuff floating around this week. And so,
Tell us your highlight for the week. Put them in the comments.
yeah,
Don't be shy.
what was your highlight for the week?
Yeah.
What's, and don't,
Besides us.
yeah, so, but anyways, okay, that's a wrap for this week. And gosh, Sean, you have a birthday coming, you have a baby coming, everything all coming to done
Be a grandpa on Tuesday.
this Tuesday. Oh yeah.
So,
Okay.
that
Well,
trumps my birthday. my
huh?
birthday's Wednesday. There's nothing going to be better than that. So
I know,
yeah.
I know. Well, hey, congrats and good luck, and we'll see everybody next week.
Next week. All
All
right.
right,
Take care.
bye.
Bye bye.